Hey everyone. So, what we are going to be talking about in this lesson is we are going to talk about what are some good intro lessons. Students are there for the first time. What are some easy things that we can be doing in SoundChat where students can feel engaged, they can feel like they're having fun, and they feel like they're making something already? A big thing with those first lessons, we don't want to talk too much, right? We want them to be trying things out. We want to give them information. We want to give them tools. We can show them a little something, something, but we want to get them trying it and exploring it and doing it. Okay. So what we're going to do is we click Enter Studio, right, when we're on SoundTrap. And also, this is good if anyone hasn't messed around with SoundTrap before. This is good for everybody. All right. So one day my SoundTrap will load. All right. So, we'll show we'll get them into click music. So the first thing that I like having them do, and Barbara, shout out to Barbara. Barbara kind of turned me on to doing these kind of lessons right out the rip, is making a beat with loops. So when we come in, we say, "All right, guys, we're going to try to make a beat using drum loops." So I click Add a new track, and when you click Add a new track, it gives you a whole bunch of different options, right? And let them know about that, right? You got your voice and microphone, you got piano and keyboards, you got drums, beats, synthesizers, all of it. For you want to instruct them to come down here to the loop library. When you click the loop library, it gives you a whole bunch of different loops that they can choose from. So it gives you the instruments on that first screen. It gives you drums, bass, piano, guitar. And what I like to do is I have asked the students, what do you think I should start out with? What instrument? Um, and whatever instrument they choose, you start out with that. Oftentimes they'll say drums, right? So we click drums, and then you show them what happens, right? You should be sharing your screen at this time. And then you ask them what kind, and now you can make it even more specific, right? Like if they say, what kind of drums do you want? You can say, do you want it to be hip hop, R&B, pop, anything like that, right? Let's say we'll go with hip hop, right? You then tell them that they can explore all these different kind of drums. They say they want 808s. There are drum beats that have 808s of sorts, right? So let's say they want to go with 808. You also don't need to spend too much time exploring all these different sounds because you're just going to show them how to do it and then they can explore. So let's say you show them that they can click the play button, right, to kind of test it out. And then what you do is you tell them to click it, hold down the click, and drag it. So they drag it into the main screen, right? And then you show them how to move around the track. So tell them to click off the purple loop, right? And then you click it, drag it, boom. Now they have their loop at 1, and what they can do is they can continue to and you tell them you want them to stack, have them to have 3 different tracks. Have them and then ask them, basically let them guide like what they think should be next. Like talk with them, say, "Okay, what do you think I should add next?" If they say bass, if they say piano, if they say guitar, whatever. What's nice about SoundTrap is all of these loops are in the same key signature. So to get back to your home screen of loops, you just click exit. And that brings you back to all of the different instruments you can choose from. So let's say you ask them, right? You put it in their court. What do you think I should do next? Let's say they say bass. Then you ask them what kind of genre, what kind of bass should it be going for. I ask them as many questions so that they can be making the beat. You don't want to be like, and then I'll do this, and then I'll do this, and then I'll do this. Ask them to be engaged by you want to help them with their engagement by asking them questions along the way. So let's say I'll say, hey Joe, like what's the next kind of what kind of genre do I want for that bass? Let's say they say R&B. Then I'll explore some different basses with that. Doesn't have anything crazy. That's cheesy, but whatever. Let's say whatever baseline you choose, you don't want to spend too much time on this, right? You want them to be going into it. So you show them how to click and drag, and then you show them how to like stack the tracks, right? So you bring this back onto 1, and now you're gonna have them do one more track, right? So you say, all right, you click exit, right? Bring it back to the home screen, and you ask them, all right, what kind of instrument should we do? Let's say they say piano, right? Once again, ask them again, what kind of genre should we do? Let's say they want to do jazz. Like, we'll just try out some different things. And then you click, you drag, you explore, and then you show them kind of how to use loops to make a beat. Then you bring it all back. So you show them how to make a drum beat, bass line, and like some sort of piano melody or guitar melody or whatever using loops, right? And you give them like clear instructions, knowing that hey, we want to have three things, right? We want to have three different instruments playing, and that you want them to be stacked. You show them how to do it. Like I said, don't spend too much time trying to find just the right loop. You don't need any of that. They're all going to sound pretty solid. You just want to click and drag. Make sure to ask the students lots of questions along the way. What kind of genre should I do? What kind of instruments should I do? Have the students be kind of choosing and picking, right? And then once they hear this and they're like, oh, that's super cool. That sounds super legit, right? Then students can be trying that out. And what's good is this is helping them with some of their basic arranging skills and, hearing the ways in which instruments fit on top of each other. But yep, so let them have fun. That's a good, very, very first thing to do. Oftentimes that might only need to take 15 or 20 minutes. They don't need to do that the whole session. That might get boring. It might not get boring, but I don't know. It's good to do that for like 15 or 20 minutes. Have them try it out, have them explore it, ask them questions along the way, and then give them time to make it and try it out. All right, thank you, everybody. Great job.